Hey, good morning. How are you this morning? I apologize for having to change the time. I forgot my timer. So I'm checking. I'm sure my watch has a timer. Stopwatch timer. All right, let's go with it. Set time. I don't know why it only goes to, oh, that's an hour. We don't want to do an hour of, good morning, just give me 1 second, I'm so sorry. I was scouting out the area looking for a place that was not very, I don't know, visible. My son has a baseball game. All right. Okay, there we go. Okay, all right, let's go. How's everyone doing this morning? My son has a baseball game this morning at 9, and it was about half an hour, 20 minutes to get here. I didn't want to drive back. So I thought, hey, if I can just work out down here. Okay, is that gonna keep going? I don't know if this is gonna work. All right, there we go. Good morning. So I'm down here. I was scoping out, trying to find a spot where all the high school boys were gonna be like, what is Grayson's mom doing? And so I found this lovely basketball court nearby, and it's quiet. I don't think anyone can really see me or hear me, so here we go. I apologize for having to change the time. So we're gonna do our best here. Oh, I'm all frazzled. I'm all frazzled, you guys. Getting all set up. It is a beautiful morning, holy moly. I actually love, oh, here comes a dog walking lady. I actually love to work out outside. I didn't even think I should start doing that at home. I guess it's only just gotten nice. It's been miserable all week. He has his first high school game ever. Okay, so butt kickers. There we go. All right, we're in business now. See, I just got this watch not too long ago, and it was a very hefty price tag for this watch, mainly because the battery, I specifically chose this watch because the battery lasts like 140 hours with GPS on. So in other words, if I'm out for 4 days and I need my GPS, it's gonna outlast me. Hopefully, well, I don't have 140 hours to do it. So anyways, I hummed and hawed. I thought about it for quite a while, whether it was like, oh, do I want to invest that much money into a watch for something that I may never ever do again? But my point of that is like, oh, I don't use it for very much. It does like all these crazy things. I have actually slowly started using it for some of the other functions. One other thing that I'm loving that I could never use on my Apple Watch is tracking my sleep. Not because the Apple Watch doesn't track your sleep, it does, but the thing is, if you wear, like the battery doesn't last, you have to charge it within a 24-hour period, I find usually, right? And so if I tracked my sleep with my watch, I'd have to charge it during the day, so that was the problem. Whereas this watch, I wore for 3.5 weeks before having to charge it, which is nuts. And within that 3.5 weeks, I put on 250 to 300 kilometers of GPS activity. So I'm tracking my sleep now, which I love. How much do you guys know about sleep? I don't know a lot. I mean, I know that I like to get 8 hours. and I know that we need probably 6 to 8 hours ideally, sometimes more. The more active you are, I think you need more. Teenagers need more, whatever. But the one thing that I'm curious about, that I am trying to do a little bit of research on, is quality, the deep sleep, the REM sleep. How much are you supposed to get? Because I notice my watch tells me how much deep sleep I got and how much light sleep I got. Oh, here comes another person. Oh, it's not going to be as inconspicuous of a spot as I thought. I guess it could be worse. This probably won't talk when he's walking by. So remember to modify anything that we're doing that you need to. So our first round, you noticed we did low impact. This round of warm-up, I've increased intensity a little bit, added a little bit of effort. You don't have to. You can keep it at low, no intensity if that's what's right for you at the level that you're at right now. Morning. Remember, it's just warm up, so you don't need to push per se yet, but go with how you feel, right? Assess, do kind of a self-audit. The warm-up, there's so many purposes of the warm-up, but one of the purposes is to get an idea of where your body's at today, right? I find prior to starting a workout, you feel, you know, a specific, any given way, right? Like you feel tired one day and you're like not that motivated to do the workout. And then you start and you feel amazing. And then I've had the opposite where I'm like, oh, I feel great. I feel ready to go. And I start the workout and I feel like garbage. So it can go either way. So I think until you start moving your body, until you start raising your heart rate, I can feel my body isn't fully recovered from the weekend, which I'm a little bit annoyed about. I thought I would be back to, you know, that's what I was expecting. Now, having said that, I probably have been not doing myself any favors in terms of recovery. Yep, I had wine this week. I had a little more than I intended, aka I had it the first night, which I had planned. Well, then I had it the second night because I had to finish my bottle. then I just really wanted more, so I had it again last night. So we're done now. We're done. We're done and we're back on track. But anyways, I can tell that I'm not fully recovered because I can tell by my heart rate. I can tell, like today, my heart rate's up higher, quicker than it should be. Your heart rate can give you a lot of, so what I was saying is you want to assess how your body feels as you start the workout, because you really don't know until you start moving. But your heart rate is a good indicator of like where things are at for you. And that could mean an indication that your sleep was poor, your heart rate might be higher. You have done a lot more activity of recent and your body's absorbing it and trying to recover from it, your heart rate might be higher. I just actually had an epiphany. I'm about to get my cycle. That's probably another reason why my heart rate is higher and I'm feeling a little bit more worked. There's a number of reasons, right? So it's funny because we always like to identify what that reason is. And as I was speaking it, saying, see, I'm always guilty. I blame, because we blame whatever our guilt is. And it's probably not even the wine at all. It's probably my cycle that's actually making me feel a bit run down this week. So there you go. Woo! I was expecting, you should see the layers that I brought down here, because I'm down by the lake where it can be like a different climate down here. I find I'll come to watch baseball games and remember the breeze the air off the lake is a little bit colder, so I brought all these layers, and I'm literally dying. I'm sweating and it's so hot right now. My son, I said, pack a sweatshirt, it's gonna be cold. Mom, I'm fine. It's not that cold. Okay, I think I got the rhythm of my watch now, so we're gonna have to adapt a little bit for the workout. That's okay. So we're using bands today. I'm gonna take advantage of all the space that I have. Do you guys ever work out outside? Thursdays is a great day because you can take your minimal equipment outside. People are driving by looking at me. I said to my husband last night, like, is there a spot I can go down there and be inconspicuous? He said, not really. Pretty much can see you anywhere. I was gonna drive down to the lake. That would have been pretty. I thank you again, those of you who are on live. I know Betty, I saw you jump on. Thank you for joining me and accommodating the time change. It was either 8 or like lunchtime, and I thought, should have done 6 for Jen Sharp. She could have joined us live. That would have been cool, but I was still in bed. Sorry, Jen. I was getting up. Jen, what time do you get up each morning if you work out at 6? And what time do you go to bed? And does anybody know how many hours of deep sleep are ideal or recommended or mean that you're getting good quality sleep? I read, and I have to do some more research because I have, okay, that's 30 seconds, I forgot to start it. I have I read that is an hour and a half, 90 minutes each night you're supposed to get. And as you age, you get less and less. You're lucky if you get 30. I was like, wow, that seems kind of not the best. But anyway, all right, you guys. So I want to start with, I think what we're going to do is a circuit. We're going to do 30-second increments of each exercise, since that's what I have on my watch ready to go here. And we'll do, kind of making this up as I go today, we'll do 8 exercises, 4, we're going to do a cardio, 2 banded, and a core. Cardio, 2 banded, and a core. So I have a bunch of bands here that I'm going to try today. 20, and we're going to add a cardio to each circuit. So, obviously, burpees is a great cardio one to start with. So that's what we're going to start with, guys. 30 seconds of burpees. All right, who's on live with me? Oh my gosh, there's 3 of you on live today. Yay! All right, let's start with 30 burpees. 30 seconds of burpees. Let's go. Ready? So let me show, this is low impact. For those of you who are a beginner, this is beginner's version of burpees, okay? You want to step it up to the next level. This is what they're gonna look like. Okay, and then of course you want to do the full burpee, and then if you want, okay, this is gonna be a problem. You can add the push-up. The problem is going to be the button hits my hand and I pause it. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Gotta move my watch up. Okay, because otherwise I hit. Okay, so the next one we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our bands. I am going to use 2. I'm gonna try to use 2. I'm gonna have one by my Okay, we're gonna start with ankles, okay? What we're gonna do is we're gonna walk forward, sideways, ready? Okay, so walking sideways. Making sure you're leading with the knee. We're gonna go 5 more seconds this way. You wanna lead with this knee. Now, if this is bothering your knees, I would recommend putting it above the knee. And the next round, I'm gonna add one so that I have resistance on the knee as well. Okay? This time we're gonna pull it up. We're gonna do a squat with a clamshell. Okay, ready? Okay, squat, clamshell. Squat, clamshell. Make sure that the band is above the knee. Okay, and you're activating the exterior of the thighs. Nice deep squat, and then pulling out with the band. Okay, and then the next one we're gonna do those bicycles. Hopefully you can see me okay. Your band is around your feet. We did these last week. Okay, ready? So we're gonna do 15 seconds each side. So fully extending one leg. Somebody said they liked these. Try to have some control with the leg. That's the whole point of these, is really control, right? You can, I'm gonna keep it like this. I want to focus on, all right, that's round 1. Okay? I'm envisioning a timer in my head. Okay, ready? Burpees, 30 seconds of burpees. Any level of burpees that is right for you. Really working on those abductors today. The outer thighs, 10 seconds. This is just getting our heart rate up, adding some metabolic burning. Okay, I'm gonna try both bands this time. One around my knees, one around my ankles. Okay, ready? I'm gonna go this way. Sorry. Ready? Squat, step, step, leading with the knee. So opening, knee first. 5 more seconds. Woo! One more. Okay, other side. Now, if these bother your knees, you can also do them with no bands, or you can do them. Okay, just gonna leave those on. Except for doing the squats. Ready? Go. So squat, press. Squat, press. You don't need to have ball vibes, just not taking it off. Squat down, out. So make sure when you have the band, you still want to make sure the band's not pulling your knees together. You want those knees to track out over the big toe. And again, if that's difficult to have good form, then you want to skip. Don't do the bands, right? You want good form above all else. I'm going to put them both. Okay, ready? One side first. Pressing, tightening the core, lengthening one leg, stabilizing with the other side. All the way out. Okay, other leg. everybody doing with the bands? We're gonna take a little break, and we're gonna do that round again. Have a drink. If we were doing Tabata, we just did 2 rounds. We're gonna do it again. So do double Tabata, and then we're gonna go to a different set. Woo! I'm liking that. My hips are feeling good. Part of using the bands is just activating the right muscles, right? Like they almost like remind you to use those muscles. So just make sure that your knees are never caving in, whether you're doing the side squats or the squat down. Probably if you bought bands, you're gonna have different resistances. So you wanna find the resistance that gives you a little bit of challenge, but not too much challenge that you are breaking like bad form. And like I said, a lot of these, it's just simply turning on those muscles. So it's not like weights where you like feel the resistance in the bands. It's more like, oh, hey, those muscles can just lie there dormant most of the time if we don't activate them. So it's a lot of this is about muscle activation, which, as I've said before, is super beneficial. Okay, let's go. Starting with burpees. We're gonna do 2 rounds again, and then switch to our second set. It is like the most perfect weather out. I can't even tell you guys. I was prepared to freeze down here, thinking, oh, it's gonna be colder because it's by the lake. I have to say, my son was right. That sun feels so good. Okay, so we're putting the bands on. Okay, and we're side stepping. Ready? Squat. Keeping those knees activated out. Whew. And back. So it's tempting when you step in to let those knees come together. Don't do that. Almost there. 2, 1. Squats with clam shells. I think our hips are going to feel this tomorrow. We took it easy last week. Ready? Okay, going. So squatting, driving the knees out. Squatting, knees out. Nice low squat. Now, when I say low squat, there's something called ass to grass, where you drop your butt all the way down. We don't want to do that. We want to drop our butt, basically, it's going to be hard unless you have a mirror, so that this crease right here is just below the knee, okay? If you happen to be paying attention, start with your other leg. Ready? Sorry. Fully extending. Other leg, switching sides. Fully extending and pressing down. There we go. All right. Resting for a few seconds. We're doing that round again. Okay, you guys can see me. All right, ready? Last set of burpees for today. You can add a push-up if you want. Let's add our push-ups for Betty and for Iron Will. That's 3 push-ups, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's my 10 push-ups for the day. Whew. Anybody feeling those arms from yesterday? Because I am. Let's try these little guy. Sure. No. All right, ready? Squatting down. Knees are out. I still can't find my nice bands. Other way, leading with the knees. So the hips are engaged this whole time. Woo! Okay, ready? And going. Squat, out. Squat, out. Squat. Looks like school is starting soon. So there's it's a tiny movement. Like I said, it's our next set where we're going to be doing work on the mat. You're going to feel or notice how much smaller those movements are. Okay, last set of these. Let's fully extend and drop that leg. Really activating. This is, I can feel this in my hamstring and my glutes. Tightening that core to stabilize the upper body. Other leg. Push. Push. Last one. Okay. I'm going to take a little break, have a drink of water, and then we're going into our second round. So we're going to do mountain climbers, 2 band exercises, and core. We got our squats and push-ups done already. I brought all these clothes to put on after the workout, thinking I was going to be so cold. I don't know what I'm going to put on because I know it was so hot. Hate mountain climbers, you guys. All right, ready? Let's go. 30 seconds mountain climbers. They're good for me. If you hate something, it's probably what you need to do more of, unfortunately. So, low impact. Okay, if you're just a beginner, I was like, that's going to be longer than 30 seconds. Okay, so next one, get your bands. We're going to do hydrants. Okay, so you're going to be lifting the leg 15 seconds each side. Okay, ready? So remember, you want to keep those hips facing down, and you're lifting that leg. Pull that core in. Other side. Try not to twist the whole body. Keep that left shoulder down. Okay. Morning. Okay, so we're gonna lift. Lift. Now this is one that you could actually have a band around each side as well. really quickly. And flip over. Keep going. So knees are 90 degrees. Lifting with that knee. Make sure the band is above the knee. Okay? And last one's going to be spider plank. Give this a try. Okay, ready? So lifting one side. Okay, core is pulled in. It's tricky, they're not staying up. That's a little awkward. Back to mountain climbers. Lifting those knees, using the core. Going as fast as you can or as slow as you need to. Wherever you're at today. Remember, there's no judgment. We're here. We adapted to where we're at, right? Like, changed the time. We didn't skip. We're showing up anyways. Try. All right. So, hydrants. Lifting. Hips are facing down. I just always try to think of my hip bones not moving. Great for your core. This doesn't have to be a big movement. It can be just a few inches as long as you're activating and lifting with the side of your hips. Okay, so we're going to clam shells next. So we're 90-degree angle. Lift, lift. So we're going to keep the feet together this time. Just change up the movement slightly. 2 more seconds and then we flip over. Those spider planks. What I'm going to do is step. Okay. These are tricky. On. Okay, ready? Start those again. I'm standing, you guys. Okay, ready? So lifting. Same movement, but you're standing. Other side. Next time we start with this side. Alright, we're gonna rest for a sec. We're gonna do one more round and then we're done. There's a lot of people coming along here. How are you guys doing? go, mountain climbers. Pulling in that core, tightening from the belly button. If you have had kids, you know what I mean. That skin, that belly droops, right? In this lovely position. Think of trying to hold it up. I know, this is such a lovely visual, isn't it? Okay, hydrants. We're on the home stretch. We have 2 more rounds. Everyone will be done walking to school then. Okay, ready? And I have my band in the wrong spot. Your band should be just above your knees, not by your ankles like mine is. Although I think it makes it harder. Okay, bringing it up to your knees, going into clam shells. Okay, so feet are together. I used to have a client that loved these. She said her butt was always sore the next day. And she loved when her butt was sore. Be interesting to see. Oh, other side. How our butts feel tomorrow. Let's try these again on the ground. Spider planks. Lifting as high as you can. Switching to the other side. These are great for your hip flexors. And a nice calf stretch on the other side. Okay. One more round, you guys. One more round, and then we're going to finish with the plank. And then, because I think we did our jacks, then we've hit up our iron well. Okay, let's go. This is our last round, our last set. So give yourself a little push. Get those knees up, high, fast feet. 10 more seconds. Okay. Last set of hydrants. You can have your band above your knees or by your ankles. Okay, switching sides. Clam shells. Okay, ready? Feet are together, lifting from the knee. So one thing you want to do is drive that bottom knee down. Like really think of using both legs on this. You're pressing this knee down and lifting with the other leg. Using your core. To stabilize your hips. Okay. Last up are spider planks. Starting with the left leg this time. try to bring it out to the side. The trick is having the tension on the other leg so it doesn't come off your feet. Try not to rock the body. You're just lifting the leg. Last one. Woo! All right, we're gonna finish. Oh, now there's nobody around. We're gonna finish with a plank. How does your hips feel? Mine are definitely feeling that, no doubt about it. Betty, you might want to choose hips for your yoga session today. All right, let's finish. I just love my watch even more. I can't believe how great it served me today. Unless I was using the Apple Watch wrong, I would say better than the Apple Watch. Okay, planking. Holding for 30 seconds, pulling the belly in. See, my Apple Watch I don't think had an alarm. I'm sure it did. It's usually the user, not the watch. All right. So I am going to stretch out my hips a little bit. Oh, here comes another wave. All right, so both legs out. One leg crosses over. Let's do a hug and a twist. Stretch out right here. Because we targeted that muscle group quite a bit today. Side. Thanks again, you guys, for accommodating the change in time. Oh, what a beautiful morning, honestly. I'm gonna start moving our workouts outside. And we did almost a full session. Way to go, you guys. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for accommodating the new time. Thanks for putting in another week. Have an awesome day, and we'll see you next Tuesday.